was at the YMCA earlier. Met some people, really nice people, who I feel like I need to go back and track down because I know more now than I knew then. We got to talking about where we were from, and the first person I talked to was from New York City, and I told them about how much I love New York City and how I think about it almost every day, even though it's been 2 years since I went there. The person happened to be a flight attendant. She had been to London, and I talked to her about how I've been to Seattle and Denver and how much I love those places. And she found out what I did. She and her friend, the engineering and architectural work I do. And they were like, you could go to LA, you could go to New York, you could do any of that stuff. I was like, yeah, I know. But I really like it here, too. This is my home. I want to make it better. I want to make it kind of like New York in a sense. And they were like, what kind of sense? I was like, the mass transit proposal, all that stuff. Long story short, London's got some awesome mass transit. She was saying, I've never been to London. New York is just phenomenal. Even though I hear it needs a lot of work. But compared to Nashville, they asked me what I thought about this proposal that's going to be voted on in 12 days, apparently, by the populace. And I didn't know. I told them I don't know, but I know what it seems like. And to me, it seemed like it was not that great of an idea. Like it was going to take forever, like it was going to be super expensive, like it wasn't really going to be that beneficial. And this lady and her friends seemed to agree. And then I talked to another guy about it, about how I was just talking to them about it, and he asked me what I thought. And maybe these people just thought that I felt opposed to it or whatnot, or apprehensive about it. So that's the perspective they shared with me. But I came away from the conversations thinking that I needed to go to find somebody who knew a lot about it and talk to them. And so that's what I did. I went to Walk Bike Nashville, and I talked to a lady named Nora. She's the executive director there. She was really nice, really patient, and very helpful. She did not have to spend all the time she did telling me all the stuff she did, but I realized that I was ignorant. I realized that this plan would benefit me and so many other people in this town in so many ways. And I wish I would have known that, because I wish I could have told these people that. But I didn't realize. She encouraged me to vote on it, which I told her I probably won't do because my address has not been updated, and I don't really know if I'm going to. Maybe I will, though. Maybe I'll just vote under my last address again. Even though I'm telling on myself right now. She was telling me that this plan would include sidewalk expansion in places that we really need it, like on Dickerson Pike and Lebanon Pike, and like a light rail monorail all the way out to Murfreesboro and back, of course, and other places like Murfreesboro. And all of a sudden, this $14 million starts seeming smaller and smaller because of all the stuff we get from it. I was under the impression we were just going to get like 11 miles from Green Hills to Opry Mills, and just ridiculous, pointless, obscene kind of thing. But instead, it's like more bus routes in places where we need them, 15-minute cycles, expansion of the schedule to 1 a.m. from 11 p.m. starting at 4 a.m. This was like just really logical stuff, along with, I'm guessing, other light rail, monorail kind of deals. Apparently the state of Tennessee has a rule against dedicated bus lanes now from the AMP project a few years ago. A tunnel downtown for the buses, so you don't have to wait like 10 minutes once you hit downtown. If you're like me, at times you just get off and walk as soon as they hit downtown because it takes so long to get to the station. All this said, all this being said, I learned a bunch. It's still a lot of money. I kind of hate comparing it to other places, but it is worth considering that places like Seattle is proposing a $50 billion mass transit plan right now. Whereas Nashville's, like I said, is like 12 billion, 14 billion, including all the operating costs and stuff. That's still worth keeping an eye on because it sucks to think that the price could go up. But the tax increase is also worth knowing about, so it's not just like this real simple, stupid, everybody's going to have to pay for it thing. There's like a sales tax process involved. There's all these other taxes basically focusing on tourists, and then like a $5 a month tax on residents of Davidson County, apparently. I don't know exactly. It sucks, though, to think all this information is being convoluted. Still, it sucks to think $5 a month is going to be taken out of everybody's wallets. Because that money, I mean, if you don't ride the bus, it's like, why do I have to pay for this? Of course, it needs to be on the table. All this information needs to be transparent, but there is a concerted misinformation campaign, it seems. That's the part. To me, she told me, Nora, that is, when I left earlier, and go vote, I'm like, I don't really vote, She's like, we'll get somebody else to go vote. I'm like, that's a good idea. But this would be way easier if we didn't have the Americans for Prosperity PAC, the Coke-backed. It's just so weird. I want to know what's up with them and why they oppose this kind of thing. Do they just not want life to be better for people? Do they not want money to be spent on mass transit? They want it to be spent on gasoline for cars? I don't get it. Are they investors in Ford and Chip? I don't understand why there is this concerted effort to smash progress. But I know there's not a lot of time left. I know it's going to be a while before we can vote on this again. But apparently, 100 people a day are moving to Nashville. It would be nice to not be even more cramped and have this thing taken care of. So, anyhow, I think this video is better than the first time I tried to make it. It's gonna have better sound, probably. And I need to post it, and I need to hear what you think. And I need to not give up, because this is important. Thanks for listening. See if we can make it happen better.